conversational AI is absolutely top of everyone's talking list at the moment. Seeing it very much in the sales and marketing side in particular. I happened to be at another conference, a Serious Decisions conference in Austin recently, and conversational marketing is a thing, and the underpinning of that is conversational AI. So I think we're going to see more of that, and yet more of that as 2020 rolls on.
Interesting, because a lot of folks look at using things like Alexa or Google Home more as like a self-service channel, being able to get a question answered quickly or ask for a service, but you're seeing marketing starting to show up. Give me a couple of examples of how that's coming out.
So the interesting one, and I'll liken the paradigm to like ad space and ad tech. We're in a world where you bid on words, and those words for ads, when you type into a search box, they're driven by the Googles of the world and LiveRamp and a whole host of others. But people are bidding on those words. For voice interfaces, there's this sort of tension, if I call it that way, that we're now starting to see, or expecting to see, words in voice interfaces starting to be monetized too. And some of the use case there is like, it is self-service with Alexa and Google Home. Next time you start to order diapers for your kid or paper towels for the kitchen, unless you're specific as a customer, you just let Amazon choose the brand that was put into your shopping cart. And maybe that's based on your personal history. Maybe in the future that's a bit different. So it's still self-service, but I think marketers are really starting to understand that a bit more. And then the secondary piece is something that I like, call it a bit of a gold mine of data, which is up until this point, whether you're calling in on an 800 number on a website, there was like those temporary numbers that you can get, and people doing like marketing communications analysis and saying, okay, I saw this ad in print, I saw it on TV, and they're sort of tracking that. That's still there, but now the conversation data of the voice transcript is starting to be mined for insights. And going back to what we were saying before, like the commoditization of speech and text, particularly speech recognition, means that you can ship all these recordings off that might be passive, mine them for data, get new signals out of them, and then that happens on those voice endpoints, it happens on your phone, it happens in the IVR. So imagine that new set of data that every time you speak to that Google Home and you say, hey, what's the weather in Denver? That's being mined, right? So, you're going to Denver. Guess what? You might start to see ads for hotels in Denver next time you search online, or next time you start to browse. So there is a sort of this sort of connectedness of voice, and I think anyone that's got one of these devices at home, they're really convenient. I've got a cat, and I like to bring in flowers every now and again.
Really?
Yeah, I love flowers at home. I think it just
nice.
like opens up the house. What I didn't realize, because it wasn't my cat, is that there's all these, like lilies, which is one of my favorite, are really, really poisonous to cats. And they're lethal, in fact. So after learning this, I now ask questions of Alexa and Google. I'm like, hey, is this plant poisonous for cats? And Alexa, always will say, I can't help you with that. And Google will say, yes, and this is the poison, and I'm like, wow. So bolting on that search interface into voice, these things are so convenient now. I can't see them going away. I just see them exploding.